Welcome to the Convenient Solution. In this channel we provide IGNOU assignment solution which are also helpful in your exam preparation. If my videos are helpful to you, please like and subscribe to my channel. Question: What are the application of information and communication technology, ICT? Answer: Applications of ICT. Harry Beaumanet. 2005, proposed 4 types of applications of ICTs. They are information services, communication services, transaction and registration services, and integrated applications. 1. Information services. Information means collection of facts from which conclusions can be drawn. It is related to data and knowledge, as data represents values attributed to parameters and knowledge signifies understanding of real things or abstract concepts. Databases are at the heart of information services. The use of databases, often object-oriented and distributed, makes it possible to provide access to the same information using different channels like telephone, online databases, call centers or in print. The most familiar example is the telephone. A large number of call centers can be reached by telephone. Another well-known example is personal computer, PC. The PC allows people to use internet services, online databases, and so on. These services are accessed via internet. 2. Communication services. There are various forms of communication services and applications. An important distinction that can be drawn in this respect is between synchronous and asynchronous applications. Synchronous communication involves the simultaneous presence of the participants in the communication process, for instance a telephone call, whereas in the case of asynchronous communication, there is a certain time interval between the message and a response to that message, delayed communication, such as exchange of letters. Examples of synchronous applications are chatting and video conferences. The best-known example of asynchronous communication application is electronic mail. A message is sent, arrives at the electronic mailbox of the recipient, who opens the message, reads it at a convenient time, and then sends a reply. In the early 1990s, this application was relatively new and used especially for internal communication. Nowadays, there is hardly any organization that doesn't have email in their communication process. Transaction or registration services. Transaction or registration services are becoming more and more important for organizations, businesses, and governments in dealing with their stakeholders. Here too, a distinction can be drawn between internal and external applications. In the case of internal transactions, this involves both the monitoring of all kinds of processes, for instance in workflow systems, planning modules, financial administration, ERP systems, and so on, and the collection of all sorts of information in a central electronic database. In the case of external applications, it has to do above all with collecting information from consumers and other parties within the organization's environment, as well as processing electronic transactions, that is, e-commerce. External registration services in particular have to do with the interaction between the organization and the market, with various parties in its vicinity. Integrated applications. Applications that integrate information, communication, and registration services are called integrated applications. They offer the possibility to consult information, and in many cases to conduct transactions, for example on websites or information kiosks, for example in banks. Some well-known applications that integrate different patterns are intranet, groupware, computer-supported collaborative work, CSCW, and group decision support system, GDSS. Computer-supported collaborative work can range from file and information sharing to application sharing, and so on. Group decision support systems are specifically aimed at supporting decision-making processes. This involves both providing information during decision-making processes and systematically processing the results. Some group decision support systems contain all kinds of calculation rules or procedures to ensure decisions are arrived at in a more systematic way. Thanks for watching.